Blessed and happy Sunday to all of you, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear good people of God, faithful followers of the Daily Gospel Reflection with Father Jack, my dear kababayans. Today is August 27, 2023, and today is the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. Our Gospel for today is from the beautiful and the wonderful account of the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 to 20. Our readings for this Sunday speaks about authority and power. We are informed about the idea of being chosen. In our first reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah, a very mysterious figure by the name Eliakim was chosen by God to be an administrator of Jerusalem. He was given dignity, authority, and has the power to open and to close the house of David. Eliakim was given by the key of the city so that he can open the door to people to come to God, and he has the authority to close the door for those who turn away from God. And key is a symbol of power. It is a power of entrusting to you, the power of losing and binding. He was chosen as an administrator, not to replace God. Meaning to say, Eliakim was just a steward of God's power and authority. And in our second reading for today, it's reminding us of one important reality, that all authority is God-given. All power is from the Lord, from God, for God, and in God. It's good to ask ourselves today, how do you exercise your authority? How are you as a parent? How are you as a priest? How are you as a manager? How are you as a leader? Do not pretend that you are the most powerful, more powerful than God, that you are more wiser than God. Do not pretend that you have authority over God. And you know what? The devil will make you believe that you are. When you have a job, when you have a money. And my dear friends, authority is an exercise of love. Meaning to say, you are given an authority because you have the capacity, you have the ability, and the power to love. Since it is an exercise of love, don't be a dictator. Try not to be an authoritarian. Authoritarian meaning to say, you are telling everybody what to do, you're like very bossy, you are telling everybody what to say. My dear friends, 3 points that I would like to share with you today. Number 1, the readings of today's celebration is reminding me and you that it is God who chooses people to lead His church. We are chosen not because of our achievements, not because of our skills, not because we are the best, not because of our appearance, not because of our influence. We are chosen simply because we are loved by God. You know, we don't know about the life of Eliakim. And Peter, as we know, he had some failures. He's a very aggressive guy. You know, I called him a denial king. But amidst of his imperfections, God entrusted to him the key of heaven. Why choose Peter? Sometimes he's a person without a manner. Why? Because the point is this, God does not call the qualified, but He qualifies the called. And I think that's already a very, a famous saying. We are not perfect. Therefore, don't strive to be perfect, but strive to be the best person. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, the challenge is be a better person today, better than yesterday. And second, the readings for today is inviting me and you to pray for those in authority that they may be faithful to the mandate and the teachings of the church. Listen to your shepherds. Don't criticize them. Protect them. Love them. Pray for them. Children, your parents, they are your shepherd. Listen to their words. Don't be a headache to your family. Protect your parents. Pray for them. Stop complaining. Don't be angry with them. Talk to your parents nicely. Don't shout at them. It is a very ironic nowadays. Why? Because sometimes people, they talk to animal but they shout at people. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, pray for those in authority, especially the leaders of our church, the leaders of our government, that we may be faithful to the mandate and the teachings of the church. And finally, we are invited today to exercise responsibly the powers and the authority God has entrusted to us. And there was an author says that the root of all evil is abuse of power. Remember, like Eliakim, we are only God's stewards. Don't pretend that you are the more powerful than God. And in our gospel, we are told that Jesus and his disciples are in the region of Caesarea Philippi and asks the most important question, who do people say that I am? Caesarea Philippi, we need to discuss about the context of this place. Caesarea Philippi, this is a predominantly Gentile area located 25 miles north of Bethsaida. And if you remember, in Bethsaida, Jesus healed the blind man. And in Caesarea Philippi, it is interesting to note that people there were notorious for their worship of Baal. And Baal is a Phoenician god of fertility and nature. And Caesarea Philippi, suffice it to say, this is the central worship for gods. And there is a temple built by Herod Philip to honor Caesar Augustus, a Roman emperor who was considered God. And the citizens in this city were required at least once a year, they go to worship and proclaim Caesar as Lord. And this region, Jesus is asking his disciples, in short, asking this question, who do people say that I am? And in reply, some of them says, John the Baptist, Elijah, Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. But Jesus replied, wait a minute. How about you? Who do you say that I am? That's what other thinks of me. But how about you? Who do you say that I am? And Jesus is asking this question because he wanted to develop a personal relationship. Our knowledge of God must be personal. It should be direct knowledge. It should be first class, not second hand. It should be first class, not hearsay. And don't rely on what others are saying about God, because what matters most is our experience of God. But friends, Christianity is not about intellectual affirmation, but it's all about personal relationship and personal discovery of God. God wanted to develop a personal relationship with us. That's why, Peter, he was called Satan after he answered the question of Jesus, because still his idea of God is still a very political idea of God. But God wanted to build a relationship, because relationship with Jesus is the most important relationship. No other relationship can substitute. Who do you people say that I am? This is a lifelong personal question. And you know what, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, if today Jesus will ask you this question, who do you say that I am? What will be your answer? Who is Jesus to you? My dear friends, And brothers and sisters, today we are invited to develop a personal relationship with God. Because as what I've told you, relationship with God is the most important relationship. If you love and like this reflection, kindly share it with your friends so that many will be blessed. Amen.